Let me tell you something shocking. YouTube changed my life with less than 500 subscribers, believe it or not. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about something that is quite pretty much important, very important for me. Money is important, yes, but this one is also uh, quite important according to me. Okay, so when people think of YouTube, they think of fame, they think of money, they think of, the financial aspect of what YouTube can do for you. But we think success starts at 1,000 subscribers, at 10,000 or even 100,000 subscribers. But what if I told you that the real transformation starts when almost nobody is watching? When you are uploading and getting 12 views, when you post videos feeling discouraged that nobody is watching, when there are no comments, no validation, no applause, that's where everything changed for me. Before YouTube, I had thoughts. I had deep thoughts. I had opinions. I had experiences. I had a question about life, but I kept most of them to myself. I also had low self-esteem. Believe it or not, I couldn't stand the sound of my own voice. I hated my voice. I hated myself. And yes, it took me quite a while for me to be comfortable enough to post just that first video. But when I finally did, it forced me to, first of all, organize my thoughts. It forced me to express my thoughts, to express myself more clearly. It forced me to say things out loud that I was scared to admit in the past. So even if only 27 people watched, I was speaking, and there's something powerful that happens when you start using your voice consistently. You know, you start actually believing in it, and you start actually believing it. I used to overthink a lot. I used to overthink everything. I mean, I was always like, "Oh, what if I don't have a nice background? I was always like, do I sound stupid? Because I hated the sound of my voice. Do I sound stupid? I mean, what the hell am I doing? And who do I think I am? What if people judge me? I think most people, most normal people do have those kind of intrusive thoughts, right? There's something about showing up, when you keep showing up on camera, even with 200 subscribers, you start getting comfortable being seen and heard, and you stop trying to be perfect. You stop trying to impress. You start becoming more yourself, and that confidence doesn't only stay on YouTube. It follows you into conversations, it follows you outside of YouTube, it follows you into reality. So having less than 500 subscribers is humbling, because nobody is waiting for your upload. No one is refreshing your page. So if you show up consistently, you don't do it for money, you don't do it for clout. It's not for validation also, but you do it because you decided, or I decided to commit myself. I decided to commit myself, and YouTube taught me discipline. It taught me consistency. It taught me emotional resilience. I will explain why, in a bit. But it also taught me, most importantly, patience. Okay. So the emotional resilience aspect is that it taught me emotional resilience in that, when a video flops, you still have to show up again and again, and that builds something powerful internally. Before YouTube, failure felt personal. Now, one video flops, I simply analyze it, I try to improve, and I try again. It's data, it's not really drama with YouTube. So YouTube trained my mind to separate my identity from results. And YouTube helped me to start seeing my life more objectively rather than always just being, subjectively. Those lessons alone, they are quite life changing for me. So even with less than 500 subscribers, someone listens, someone comments, someone relates, and someone feels less alone. That is very important for me. So you don't really need millions to matter. Impact is not measured in size. It's rather measured in depth, because yeah, you never know who you are impacting. You never know who's watching, who's resonating with it, who's encouraged by your videos. So YouTube hasn't changed my bank account yet, but it has changed my mindset for the better. It made me more brave. It made me more self-aware. It has taught me discipline. It has awoken my creativity. But most importantly, it has made me stop waiting. I stopped waiting to be ready. I stopped waiting to be validated. I just started and then I continued. Okay, so if you are watching this video and you have less than 20 subscribers, or you have 20 or less than 500 subscribers, I want to encourage you to just keep going, and keep leaning forward, right? Because the biggest transformation happens before the world notices you. I mean, in my case, I don't even want to be famous, to be honest. But one day, you look back at your less than 500 subscribers, and then you realize that that's where your real growth actually began. Thank you for watching. Let me see you on the next one.